Hello, hello. We are back with messed up overlays because I forgot to switch these around real quick. Because when I leave, it also messes them up, which is weird. I guess it makes sense, but...
Emily, your Snapchat's really funny.
I mean, Emily's a funny person, so... but yeah, we're here, and we're going to do some more Dungeons & Dragons. So... Y'all have found yourself in a temple, a dungeon complex of some sort with some weird safeguards or puzzles or something. You're not sure what's going on, but you have a poem, and you can probably
I haven't shared that with anyone.
You haven't shared. Yeah, Raya has a poem and hasn't shared with anyone else anything that's going on. Honestly.
Yeah, like she's like talking about like he passed the first one, so I'm like, what?
Yeah, so you guys are just kind of like standing there. What do you guys do?
I want to go back to all like the paired up statues.
Okay.
And look at them again.
Sure.
Is Kabeel just kind of like standing over there?
Yeah, Kabeel's just kind of standing over there, like just inspecting them again.
And I just kind of like ask, like, have you tried anything?
He nods and he says, "No, I've just." There's like, "Yes, of course I have. I haven't just been standing around here."
Well, see, because I totally would have done that.
Do you feel
everyone
in a
left.
sharing
Okay.
mood to tell us what you tried so we don't waste time?
I've tried. Here, let me look at the thing here, see what he would have tried. Yeah, he says, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that they are missing something, right? They're holding out their hands as if wanting something. I just don't know what. I've tried putting some magical trinkets in their hands. I've tried casting spells on them. I've tried several other things, but nothing has worked.
Okay.
Seems like they're missing something, but it's I have no idea what.
I look at them. See, that's the thing though, is that because you guys haven't shared any information with Darius, but her thought is that Jordan should, or Darius should put the Macaweedle in the one that's missing.
that doesn't have anything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought too.
I think Darius kind of notices that.
Yeah.
That he's missing it, and he's like,
it's that one is a woman. That last one, yeah, is the one that's missing the Macaweedle.
You have a girl's sword.
Oh my God.
you know.
Okay,
so,
okay, Toity,
it's better
the
than having
high school
a girl
bully.
Arm.
Wait, what?
It's better than having a girl's arm.
What?
I don't know.
Wow, this is more sexist than that First Corinthians passage.
No, no. Oh
Funny
no.
you should mention that.
Oh,
I told
Lord.
them.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
why it's that's why it came up.
Okay, I want to look and see if there's anything in their eyes and mouths.
How do you look? Just like lean over and glance in?
Yeah, I'll kind of like lean over and glance, and if I can't really see anything, I'll stick my hand in and feel around.
Okay, yeah, I mean
It's big enough to stick a hand in.
Yeah. You don't see anything at first, right? It just kind of looks hollow to you. And then you stick your hand in.
Is there a candle?
No, there's not a candle. So you stick your hand in, and I think you feel. Make a perception check, Raya.
Okay.
You
See if
feel
you can-
17 spiders.
What do I feel?
Yeah, it seems like there is a skull inside the head of the statue.
Ew, gross.
And it's like it's in there at an angle that you wouldn't be able to tell by like just looking inside, but once you reach into the mouth and like up, you can kind of like feel that it's bone. You're like, okay, there's like an actual skull inside this.
I want to go to the next one and see if there's.
It's
a
the
skull
same
in there,
thing,
too.
yeah. There's a skull in every single one.
Gross.
Oh, that's strange.
Is Raya gonna share any of this information with anyone so that like everyone can help, or or are we gonna spend the next 2 hours
I would like to
with
share some
Emily?
things in the common language.
Okay,
Europe.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I kind of say, First of all, there's skulls inside these statues.
Oh, dandy! What was that we felt about tombs again?
Yeah. I mean, this is a shrine to Xibalba.
There's a purpose of what we're doing that I know about. That can
Why are
help
they all
us.
holding on their hands?
You know something? It'd be helpful to tell
Guys,
us.
I'm still talking. Also, if this helps anybody, I'm going to say a line of a poem that I know.
Okay.
And see if that helps everyone figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mickey's just
Darius,
like, what is going on?
twins of fire, twins again. Their long lost pieces lack.
Okay, so maybe we have to make them match each other.
Wow, Darius.
Wait, what did you get this poem, Raya?
Is that Mickey talking?
This is Mickey's, yeah, sorry.
Don't worry about it, Mickey.
I will worry about it. You're just, what's going on?
Fine. Just kind of blow him off. And
Yeah, because you still haven't told anyone about the Guardian stuff.
No,
Yeah.
no. So I kind of just go like, okay, Darius, that's good. Let's build off of that. We're brainstorming.
Well,
Okay,
one
so
of
we
them's
gotta-
missing a Macaweedle.
Darius.
He goes up to it. Okay, and he points at the face of the statue, but you have to promise to give it back. And he puts it in the the statue's hand.
Put it in the statue.
And he puts his hands on his hips.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna check my notes on this.
I just gotta make sure this doesn't actually belong to this statue.
The Macaweedle becomes stone.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it like seems to like it seems like it worked, but like it seems like it's now part of the statue.
Oh crap!
And so yeah, Darius,
Lost tempers.
you suddenly feel like a connection sever, right? Like because like you have a magical connection to temperance, but suddenly it's just like whoop, it's gone, and you're just like, oh no, what did I just do?
Oh crap!
And then he just like kind of droops a little bit. Then he folds his arms. What did I just say?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap!
Yeah. So Kabil, like his eyes widen and he says, "What did you do? You just what? I've given it a Macaweedle before. I saw the pattern."
Yeah,
It
well,
was
apparently
that
you didn't give it
specific
my
Macaweedle.
Macaweedle.
Oh my gosh.
So Darius, I actually anyone can probably make a perception check here to figure out
Okay.
something.
Darius certainly can't, because Darius isn't perceptive, as we've established.
But you should try anyway.
Oh no,
I'll
I don't
try.
know anything.
Oh, come on!
Come on, Darius, you got this, bro.
Need you to do well, Jordan.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
None
Yeah.
of
No,
us know anything.
none of you noticed the significance of it. Yeah.
I have an idea of what
Did
significance
anybody
is.
else's hands move when we did that?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so we got one of them.
Did the
maybe?
vines change around her at all? Did anything about her change?
Nope.
Didn't notice anything.
Can I like what happens if I like try to grab it?
It's like it's part of the statue. Like you can't.
Okay.
You could try to break it off, but like.
No, don't do that.
No, let's just try to figure out what we're supposed to put in these guys' hands.
I have
And
a
then
bad feeling
Darius
I know.
just sighs and pulls out his.
Is it all of our magic items? Don't make me get rid of my beans. I like my beans.
Oh, we need that sound clip for later.
Oh.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah. What do you? So just as a reminder, the one of the statue or the first statue is holding out his hand like this, right? The second statue is holding their hand like this,
Ah!
and the third statue is holding their hands like this.
I want to try putting my drift globe
In the first one?
in the first one.
Yeah, nothing happens.
What about in
what?
the one with his hands like this?
Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay.
Nice
Okay.
try, Araya.
I mean, I guess I take out like the bag. I want to put it in the one with this.
Okay. You do that, and oh boy. See, I have written down in my notes what's gonna happen. Okay. So
Oh no! I hope I don't know what's about to happen.
okay. So, Ari, you set the
Yeah.
beans down on this statue, and suddenly everything goes black.
Oh,
I cast prestidigitation to make a light.
Yeah. You light up the darkness around you, but Toity, you're no longer in the corridor, and neither are you, Raya, neither are you, Ari, neither are you, Darius, neither is Miggy, neither is Kabil. You're all in some sort of separate space, and this isn't the same thing, Darius. This isn't like a weird, like blackness, right? I think what actually happens, Toity, is
all because I put the beans in there.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Wait,
Well, just
actually, I
wait.
take that back. I don't have a candle. Wait, do I? Oh, I have torches. Never mind. I have a torch.
okay. So we see. I think we see what we see is actually Toity's fiddling around, with this this torch, right? Like trying to like figure out how to like get some light here. And then, Toity, you light up the surroundings, and you actually see that you are standing in a plane of flesh.
Oh no!
Not
Not the flesh tunnels.
So
Wait, everyone's there with me, right?
you're not in the same place. Like you guys don't see each other.
We're all
What do the
in
rest of you
places?
do?
I cast light on.
Yeah, you see the same thing. You're in like a plane of flesh. Like you're standing on like you're on a floor of flesh.
Uh,
Oh my god!
And it's slowly like pulsing and like shifting. Like it's like a muscle almost, like someone's like clenching and unclenching
I get
like
out
muscle.
my orb.
Okay, yeah. So I
Excuse me,
think
what is
Isaac
happening here?
Isaac right away says, "What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?"
I don't know. Ari put beans.
Beans? Beans? What do you mean beans? Raya, be
Beans.
specific. What do you mean beans?
Beans, they do things. They're magic beans.
Beans, the magical fruit.
The more you eat, the more you toot.
No.
Cloud beans.
Yeah, so he says they wouldn't be marked, would they? In a bag, a small brown bag.
What if I say yes?
Are you speaking of the Earth's eyes? That's what you're talking about? Ari,
I'm telling you what I know.
Ari, I
Isaac.
mean, you know, Ari at least knows the name. Maybe you don't. But yeah, he says, if Ari just put the Earth's eyes there.
We're
What,
so screwed.
what is happening? He's like,
He doesn't even know what's happening. Look, Isaac, I think this might be the time that I need to get into that door.
yeah. So he looks.
Oh no!
I'm surrounded by flesh right now.
He's like, I don't recommend that, Raya. There must be a way that we can,
I don't recommend the flesh either.
we can figure this out. We don't have to do that.
Okay.
So-
Explain to me how we're gonna figure this out.
Okay, so the Earth's eyes are, well, they were, a magic item that was attuned to, the god Quetzalcoatl. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I think I have.
God of wisdom,
That's right.
god of the winds,
Right, yeah,
several other
sure.
things. He's, well, I mean, as you heard from Kabil, he's been dead for a while.
Am I standing in Quetzalcoatl?
Am
I inside a growing god?
We might want to open that door.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Okay, I walk over to the bookshelf, and on like the second to bottom shelf on the very end,
Mm-hmm.
there's a very large, very boring looking book that's just like a reference book that nobody ever wants to open. And I take it out and I open up the cover of the book, and is there a key inside?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Take the key and I go, Isaac, you're saying that I should do this.
Raya, I don't know what's happening. That's what I'm telling you right now. This is something that I am not familiar with at all, but I can tell that it's very, very bad.
All because I put a magic item in a statue hand?
The problem is you put the wrong magic item.
I knew it! Look, Caleb, were those supposed to be my sandals?
Yes!
I knew
they
it!
were. So...
I go over to the door.
Yeah, so he says, remember, Raya, this is your choice.
I don't think we have one.
Okay, look, Isaac, you're saying it's my choice. If I zoom out of this thing, I'm surrounded by flesh. I don't know what's gonna happen. Ooh, maybe I could disintegrate the flesh.
I wouldn't recommend that. Let's open the door. Let's open the door.
I'm like, what about the muscular genasi man? We can disintegrate it, right?
Yeah, so I mean, he appears, right? I think he appears from behind a bookshelf, and he's like hiding. He's like appears, and he's just like.
Probably. So, and I just kind of go like, you think I should do this too?
To who? That guy?
The unnamed genasi man.
Yeah, you see one of the, like, because he's behind a bookshelf now, so he, like, one of the books just, like, slides out, and you just see his face, and he's just like, yes, and puts the book back.
Okay. I checked the door
Chekhov's gun.
open without the key, just to see if the orb thinks I'm ready.
No, yeah, you can't open it without the key.
Okay, I put the key in and
right.
try and unlock it.
Make a wisdom save.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Oh
Disadvantage?
This would be a time to do
For
it
your
me.
inspiration.
Uh-huh.
no! I wish
have
I
any
could
right
do the
now.
counter charm right now, but I can't.
I wish I was there, but I can't be.
Okay, let's see. What can I tell for inspiration right now?
So what's awesome about this entire thing is, like, I wrote down a bunch of notes about what would happen if the various things happened, and my note here is, if the Earth's eyes are placed in any of the statue's hands, bad things happen.
Right.
The heck? Why is it my stuff? Why is it me? I don't.
Caleb, can you think of a question to ask me so I can get inspiration?
I can think of what the last
go
time
ahead.
we tried to go in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
What happened when you went in here, like,
well, they used to
Actually.
not keep it locked.
right.
They started locking it because of me.
Yeah, what did you see? I mean, this is like the forbidden knowledge section of the
I
library.
mean, it's kind of like how you're not allowed in your dad's office because it has like too much important stuff that you could mess up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like where all the knowledge about like different stuff about like society and like the country and everything, important business that my father was involved in, and then also like anything like super valuable, like, you know how you have like a gun cabinet, that's like the cabinet of things, like where
He probably had like a
any
cabinet of like
family
minor magical items or something.
yeah stuff that I really shouldn't be getting into.
Sure.
But I mean, then I knew where the key was, but
Sure.
also I just didn't really want to get in trouble sometimes, so
Yeah,
I just
fair,
didn't go in anyway.
Cool. Yeah, to go ahead and take inspiration.
Okay, so now I'm gonna roll a wisdom
So
save.
what we probably see, right, is we see like you
Straight
turn
up.
into young Raya, right? And we see you like slip the key in the lock and turn the lock, open the door, and step inside, and then make that wisdom save.
I'm so nervous.
So a regular roll.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. So
Dodge the bullet.
we cut away from that. We just like see you walk
Of
inside,
course.
and then we
Everybody else is
see
surrounded
yeah
by
we
that.
see Ari. What does Ari do? She's just standing in darkness. So do you try to like?
I mean, I think I have a tinderbox. Let me see
Ari,
here.
you don't want to see this. Just be ignorant.
I mean, she wouldn't do that though. She'd like, I mean, first she'd call out. She'd be like, Raya,
Yeah.
Raya.
And there's no one.
Can I hear any when she calls out?
Yeah.
No, none of you hear each other.
That's not
Okay.
good.
No, it's not.
It says I have an explorer's pack, so that means I have a tinderbox.
Yeah, sure.
So
you just kind of like mess with it a little bit and light a torch.
yeah.
Yeah, and you see that you're surrounded by flesh.
Are we surrounded? Are we like in a tunnel or?
No, it's just like a floor. Like the floor is flesh.
I'm
well,
like-
that's very different.
I like start cursing. I'm like,
Yeah.
Right. You're
Like-
not sinking into the flesh because you can water walk.
But we can't. We don't see any like ceiling or walls.
No.
I mean, I just start like running.
Yeah, we
Like
see you
around.
just start running then. Yeah, so Darius, what do we see from you?
I think Darius kind of looks around and realizes he's in darkness again. And he just kind of...
Don't plop down and sit down.
And he, like, just, like, you know, puts his hand in his face and he's like, oh, not this again.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay. And then he, like, and he, like, feels around. Let's see if this works this time. And, like, he actually figures out, oh, I still have some of my stuff. And he, you know, lights a torch.
Yep, you see you're standing on a flesh floor.
And he's like, and Darius is just, like, a huge moment of relief. And he's just like, woohoo! Not dead! This is, and he just kind of looks around. This is admittedly an improvement, but this is still not good. And I think okay, I think Darius is like, this might be a good time to figure out what the crap I can do with this magic.
Mm-hmm, might be indeed. What do you want to try to do?
That's a good question. Like, out of the spells that I have prepared,
Not much in the way of helping.
Of helping with flesh.
okay, so there's one thing I have that okay. I think Darius is like, I need to figure out a way to get back to them. Maybe I can like latch onto the orb's power. Maybe the orb is somewhere and I can like I don't know. And he's like, and he just starts getting frustrated and he's thinking about the stupid orb and how he didn't mean to get caught in all this. He's like super annoyed.
Yeah.
Same, man. Same.
Do I make a charisma roll?
Yeah, what do you want to do specifically? What are you trying to do?
I am trying to locate object.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a
locate
charisma
the
roll
orb.
to see if you can power your way through that.
Come on.
roll.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Yep, you have now unlocked locate object as a spell.
That's
Am I within 1,000 feet?
Yeah, so I think what happens, Darius, is suddenly you're in the library with Raya, and you see just long
what?
enough. Yeah, you see just long enough to like see her. You see Isaac and the other like guy. They're like watching her, like a young Raya, step into this
no.
dark room, and you just in time. You're there just in time to like see the door closing behind her, basically.
Is Isaac coming in with me?
Oh yeah. Isaac walks in with you.
Wait, Darius
So-
sees this?
so I see this
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, wait, I don't remember anything.
This looks
About-
completely unfamiliar to you. Yeah, you don't know.
So
anything
I
that's going on.
haven't seen I don't remember any of them
No.
or any of that. Okay,
No.
okay.
I don't think
So-
I don't think Darius even witnessed it. Honestly,
Originally when he was in the dark,
No, I don't think so.
because you said that he appeared and you said that he like watched the whole thing happen and he was angry. But that would
The
be one of
trials.
things he
I guess
Yeah,
the
yeah,
trials. Yeah, sure.
yeah. Okay. But
No.
okay, so
Now do I have to explain things?
I
so
mean,
now Darius is just like,
you're just in a library. Yeah.
well, and he's like, maybe I should, should I? and he like walks over to one of the books and grabs a book and just kind of looks at it, and he opens up a couple pages.
Yeah, it's in Primordial, and it's like the biography of Isaac.
Darius can't
betrayer.
read.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So Darius like looks at it and he's like,
"You're right." Forgot about that.
Yep. It's a book. And he closes it and puts it back, and he runs over to the door and opens up.
You want to open up the door and go after Raya?
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, Darius has no concept of what just happened.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I don't see like him doing anything. Well, hold on. Is there there's not like any window on the door?
Nope.
Okay.
What happened with Raya first?
Let me think.
I actually do have something I want to do after Jordan.
Wait, this is very interesting how this is happening, because all of this would have happened in the split of a second. So how is he entering into it?
Right?
You don't know.
Hold on a second. Let me read something here. Okay. I want to try to use Divine Sense.
Okay. What does Divine Sense do?
As an action, I can detect good and evil.
Okay. You want to try to detect inside the room, like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you do you want to? Make a charisma roll. Try to.
Come on, charisma, baby.
Okay. So I think what happens is, Darius, you think you cast the spell, and you sense good beyond.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Oh no.
I feel like that's safer, honestly.
Right. So Darius won't go after her.
Well, plus you don't know where Ari is. I mean,
yeah, it's like, okay, she's in there. Maybe I'm in some sort of mansion of memories. Right, that must be what this is. Now, where would the others be? And like Darius looks around, is there like a door or like anywhere else that like
it's a library.
Explore?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's like, so there's a place to like exit and explore the rest of the...
You're kind of like in the middle of the library at this point, but you could certainly try.
Okay, yeah. So I guess like Darius starts looking around the library and seeing like...
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check.
Yep.
Living the dream in a
Sounds
maze
about right.
of books.
Darius's worst nightmare.
yeah, I was gonna say the dream nightmare. Definitely nightmare, but
It's
just
like,
dream.
yep, that's a book. That's a book. That's a book.
Yeah, and I don't think you can find your way out. You're just in a library, and you can't find any discernible exit. But I think there comes a point, maybe, Darius, where you like walk around a corner and you see the big muscular Genasi from before. And we cut the scene right as you like step around the corner and see this dude.
Okay.
And so yeah, Tweety, do you have were you doing anything?
Well, I'm currently on a plane of flesh.
Yeah.
Last time we were in a plane of flesh, we had something nearly kill us.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go sit there like, then I'm gonna like notice like the orb, the Eon going around my head. I'm like, I'm gonna grab it. I'm like, please don't fail me this time. And I'm going to want to try, not as a ritual, because I don't know if I have 10 minutes. I'm going to cast Tiny Hut.
Okay.
With that as the focus.
All right. Make an Arcana check, my friend.
No.
That would be a chance to use... Oh, why did you roll it?
I don't have inspiration.
I was
Right,
gonna
but
say
you could have made
tell
up
us
some stuff.
something.
I don't know what I could have done.
I could have given you a question.
But you didn't, and he got a 7. So...
I don't have anything on there that it rolled.
So, Toity, you make...
It says it's 7 to 19.
Yeah, it says 7 to 19, yeah.
Oh. My connection to the server has been interrupted.
No.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Roll20.
So, Toity, you cast Tiny Hut on the flesh. The stone starts orbiting around the hut again. It gets slightly bigger again. And that's what happens. Do you want to step inside the tiny hut? What do you do?
No, it comes around. I make it around me.
Oh, you make it around you? Oh.
That's how it works.
Got it.
Because
that's a little different. Okay.
Because what dispels tiny hut is dispelled when I leave.
So, Toity, what happens is, you're in the tiny hut. The stone is not around your head, right? Because you assume it's revolving around the hut. Mm-hmm. And then the walls start shrinking.
The walls of tiny hut?
The walls of your tiny hut start shrinking.
Tinier hut.
Well, that doesn't look good.
It's like gradually, but like it's happening.
I'm gonna try and leave the tiny hut and dispel it.
Okay, the door's locked.
What door?
Isn't there a door? There has to be a door, right?
No, it's literally just a sphere.
But how do you leave?
By going out of it.
So it's not actually a hut. It's
kind of
this
like
is
the
spell description. It's an immobile dome of force.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can't leave is the thing.
I can't leave.
Yeah, you like press your hand up against the wall of it, and it's like slowly shrinking, and you're like not able to get out. You can try something, but like this is the predicament you found yourself in.
The only thing I can think of trying is dimension door, but I don't want to waste the fourth level.
So the thing is, what we see from the outside, I think we get a zoom out, and we see the stone slowly orbiting around the hut, and as the hut is shrinking, the stone is growing.
Bigger. Yeah.
Oh no.
I hate this. Why did I do this to myself?
So, okay. Toity's bad day. First, like starting with the day before, now I have this stone constantly floating around my head. Mm-hmm. Oh, now I'm in a flesh. now I'm in a flesh dimension.
Honestly, I don't think anyone's having a good day today.
Well, yeah. Well, then he's in a flesh dimension. He's like, okay, I know what I'll do. Let's do this. Come on, little orb thing. Tiny hut. Boom. Tiny hut. And then,
and now my magic's trying to kill me.
Yep.
And then you dimension door onto the astral plane.
No, I dimension door in a specific place.
Yeah, I know, but like
if it gets too close, like if it still doesn't. Oh,
sorry, I messed up your overlays.
It's fine.
What I missed.
I was just having a bad day.
Yeah, Seth's just complaining about the stone, basically.
Okay, cool.
The stone's about to kill me. Why did I do this? I think
God.
I'm gonna.
This is awful. This is so awful.
Yep.
I'm gonna like continue banging on it. I'm gonna continue banging on it, trying to push on it. When it gets about like to half size, I'm gonna try and dimension door my way out of the.
Yeah. So you're just like, well,
wait a second. Mm-hmm. I don't think magic can go through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it.
I mean, you're gonna have to try something, is the thing, right?
I have to try dimension door. I'm gonna have to try dimension dooring through it because it's the only way. Because if it squishes me, I'm.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I tried to dimension door just like outside of the range of it, like just outside of the door dimension door.
Right, of course. So, make one more Arcana check.
I'm not trying to do that with the stone now, though. I'm just trying to do it normally.
But like this is also a thing you can't do, right? Like this is you wouldn't normally be able to do this. So I guess make a will save.
That's not a thing.
Or sorry, wisdom. I'm getting this confused with 3.5.
Wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save.
Why couldn't it be something I'm good at?
Welcome to my life.
Oh yeah. So what happens is we see the hut slowly shrinking, and we get to the point where Toy's like, all right, I need to escape this, and I think what we see is we get the zoom out again. We see the hut from outside. This rock is still growing, and so it's not grown so much because it was kind of like ovalish before, right? And it's continuing to grow like elongated, so it's like long rather than wide. But now it's like this big old, like, it's starting to grow like crystalline, this stone is. And so it's kind of like this blue-green, like, crystal shard that's kind of like floating around it. And what happens is we see Toity like press a hand against this, like, the dome of the tiny hut. And from the other side, we see this crystal shard kind of like stop in its orbit and then kind of get drawn to that handprint where Toity's like pressing his hand against it. And then the shard like kind of inserts itself into the dome, just kind of like folds over it, and suddenly, Toity, you can just like step through the shard itself.
Sorry, I just got a text message from someone I hadn't heard from in forever, so I missed that last part because I was so surprised that I got the text message.
No, you're good.
So the orb comes up, it like comes to my hand, and it kind of like forms a hole. Is what you said?
So it's like this big crystal shard now. It's kind of grown to this big crystal shard, and as you put your hand up into the side of the dome, and the shard stops its orbit, and then goes towards where your handprint is, and then kind of folds itself over the dome, and then you can kind of like step through where the shard is on the hut itself. So you just like step through it.
Okay, I'm not sure I can visualize that, but
visualize it like someone put like a tablecloth, just kind of draped it across part of this like dome, and kind of made that slice of the dome like able to like be pushed through. And so your hand just starts and goes out of it.
So like a break in the waterfall.
Yeah. That's a good way to visualize.
Okay, so I step through and I'm like, and I watch as the tiny hut continues to. Oh no, because it should dispel as soon as I leave.
Yes, and so it does, right? Like
okay.
you step out and it just like kind of stops, like just disintegrates. And left on the ground is this small little stone. But it's like now more jagged and like crystalline than it was before. It's not really a stone anymore. It's like this little jagged crystal that's just kind of like sitting on the flesh.
It's not orbiting my head anymore?
Nope.
I'm gonna look, but it's the same stone.
Mm-hmm.
How big is it now?
It's about the same size as it was originally. It's just like jagged now. It's like a crystal.
Look at him like, I wouldn't keep you if it weren't for the effort I've gone through so far. I'm gonna put it in my pocket and like look around. I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna like sit down. I'm gonna sit down for. I can't see anything. I'm just gonna sit down for a second, just like take a deep breath. And like,
yeah. Ari, what are you up to?
I mean, like, so I run for a while, and it's just like never ending.
Yeah, it just never ends. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean. Maybe it. I'm actually curious. Make a wisdom save.
Okay. Am I like bending reality right now?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
All right. Wisdom save.
Now everybody gets to bend reality with me.
Yeah. So I think what happens is you eventually reach like this kind of like white bone wall. It's just like in front of you.
It's made out of bone?
Yeah, it's like a bone wall. Yeah. It's like white.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But it's like big slabs of bone rather than like, it's like big plates of bone rather than like skeletons like jammed together. It's obviously like that
makes no sense.
So imagine you're
imagine
you're a little tiny thing inside of a skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
so
you could
it
maybe
looks like a white wall, but it's made out of bone.
You could. Okay. I mean, okay. So I think for us as the viewers, we'd like zoom out and see that they definitely look like giant teeth.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Right? Like interlocking like bone slabs.
This reminds me of.
I hope I don't know where we are right.
A whale.
yeah.
I hope I don't know where we are right now. I really hope I don't.
Okay. I want to take one of my machetes and I want to like try to scrape it.
Yeah, some like, I mean, some weird like filmy stuff comes off.
You need to see the dentist, apparently.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. some plaque.
Gosh.
You scrape some plaque off of it.
Guys, what if we're inside the statue?
That's what I've been thinking.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Some creepy stuff right there.
Your teeth aren't interlocked, though. I stuck my hand.
Question. So the Earth's Eye is no longer in my possession.
Yeah,
right?
you don't have them. Yeah.
Dang it. I have like no magic spells that can help me in this situation, like at all.
I was fortunate.
And so I think we get some as like you guys are. I think we get like a 24 style like cross cut of like everyone just kind of like doing like wandering aimlessly in this like or like sitting down. And so we also see Miggy and Camille, and they're just like wandering around like hello, What's going on? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I probably start playing my flute at some point to calm my nerves.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, what would Ari do? I mean, honestly, she just, if she finally sees an end, like she'd walk down like that wall, like to see if she can find like another.
Yeah, basically it just curves around, and then suddenly there is a wall of flesh on the like your left.
On the other side.
It seems as if you're in a giant mouth.
Awesome. Can I start singing the song of my people and have some kind of dragon genie thingy? You know,
nope.
Give me 3 trials.
Ari
and get
hates
out of
dragons.
here.
Remember, Ari hates dragons.
do. I really do. I don't know. I mean, she's not.
Here's a question: can Ari use her machetes to start like stabbing into the flesh wall or into the teeth or something?
I mean, honestly,
that's
that's the only thing that she probably would do is if she's like, okay, I'm in a mouth. This is the end. This is the tooth.
Yeah.
Can I want to like start like, I don't know, like climbing, but I can't climb up it and go because then I'll lose my torch.
Okay, what if you tied the torch to a rope? This is super meta, but what if you tied the bottom of the torch to a rope, and then have the torch basically hang underneath you as you're climbing?
I mean, but if I fall down though, then it'll extinguish. Which is, I could light another one, but I don't. She does have a grappling hook though.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Could I try throwing a grappling hook up to see like if it catches anything?
Like on what part of the mouth? Like on the teeth?
Probably not the teeth. Probably like if I'm like on the corner of like where the tooth is, and then right. Well, so no, because that would be the back of the mouth. I want to go to the front of the mouth and try to get out of the mouth. So I suppose like I'd try to find like the middle. The middle,
yeah. Sure. I mean, it curves in such a way, right, that you can probably tell what it is.
This section should be called Honey, I Shrunk the PCs.
And then like I want to try to like grapple, like throw the grappling hook up to like see if I can like.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check, I think is what that is.
Okay.
Sleight of hand.
Right, because it's like to like throw rope, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go. Ari's good at this stuff. Yeah, I think you catch it on like I mean this guy's teeth aren't the straightest in the world, so like you catch it on a little lip and you can climb up.
Yeah, so I want to climb up it.
Okay, yeah, and so I think what you end up seeing, you stand on like the top of this tooth and you see there's just enough of a gap in between like two of these teeth. In such a way, so like the teeth are kind of like, it's like one top one and one bottom one, but there's just enough of a gap that you could probably like shimmy down if you squeezed in real hard, and like maybe you can get out of the mouth that way. If this is a mouth, like that's what it seems like to you, but
yeah, I mean I'll do that.
Yeah, you have to like squeeze through, but make an acrobatics check to like squeeze through.
Okay.
Wait, she's going down to get out of the mouth?
No, I'm trying to squeeze in between the two teeth.
In between two teeth.
There's like a gap right there, and I'm
trying. No, I see.
Okay. Yeah, buddy.
What?
Ari's so competent.
Yeah, so we see Ari like squirm out of this gap in the teeth, and you most definitely are tiny and on the outside of this statue, and there are now teeth on the statue where there weren't before, where they kind of like closed in.
No.
So Ari, you are back in the corridor that you were in before.
You're tiny.
But you're tiny. You're like literally like half a centimeter tall or something crazy.
That's okay. Do I look down and see the Earth's eyes in the hands?
Yes.
Okay. I want to like climb down and like push the beans out.
Okay.
I don't think you're big enough to do that.
So what you see, Ari, is you see them slowly like kind of like shake. Okay, so the bag is like shaking on the hands. It's kind of like as if there's like a small like earthquake that's like making them bounce up and down, and they're slowly bouncing out of the bag and like onto the hands and just kind of like bouncing around.
No.
Okay, I want to like try to like push the beans out of the hand.
Okay, yeah, make a. I mean, with I don't know, with the 25 in acrobatics, I think you can climb down to the hand fine. And yeah, you can make an athletics check to try to like push the beans. I mean, you're really small. Like this is a this is a Herculean feat.
You said half a centimeter. That's like you could get crushed by the beans.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Okay.
You actually could I just like
So if only you could call Buck.
I think Buck's inside the mouth.
Buck didn't.
Oh no, Buck's
upstairs. Yeah.
Buck's upstairs.
But your voice is so small, and he would have to like fly down and close his eyes, right? To like,
right.
How do you explain that to him, right?
I can't.
Yeah.
Unless I use message and speak with animals, like it's just not gonna happen. But I don't have.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna use my inspiration. I have a +6 to this, so it should be okay.
Oh.
I'm so nervous. Okay.
All right. So we see Ari like attempting to like push these beans, and like this is honestly like a Herculean feat. But I think this roll is you don't manage to. I don't know. They're bouncing around is the issue. Like if they were standing still, you might be able to roll them. But like I think this roll is just enough to not get you crushed by the beans. You're dancing back and forth.
Acrobatics be helping her not get crushed, and then
I mean it would, yes, but the thing is like even with an 18, like these beans are giant compared to her, and even though they don't weigh a lot, like they weigh enough, and like it's just not vital. Like you're struggling with it. It's taking you a while. You might be able to do it eventually, but this is like a very time-consuming effort. So, yeah, so that's happening. Ari is trying to push the beans off of this hand. So let's pick up with Raya, shall we? You want to see what happens when you open up? Yeah, open the door.
Yeah.
So you open the door and you walk into a jungle landscape, Raya.
Okay.
You're in a jungle. I mean, you recognize it. It seems familiar. This is like the Yolotli Basin. But it's like a much more primordial Yolotli Basin. Like there's overgrowth everywhere, and everything is kind of eerie and otherworldly, as if like imagine. Have you seen Legend of Korra at all, Emily?
Like one episode.
Like one episode? Okay, never mind. This is kind of like for those of you who have, this is kind of like the like primordial Avatar world where like the spirits are everywhere, that sort of a vibe, right? Where it's like this is not only a jungle, but it's also a jungle teeming with fae and elementals and like really crazy creatures that like aren't just animals. So we see Raya step into this kind of atmosphere, a very primordial jungle, and we see that it's evening. It's getting on towards night. The sun is setting. And Isaac is beside you. And he says, I have no memory of this place.
He's Gandalf.
Yeah. This seems like the Yolotli Basin, but it's not a Yolotli Basin I'm familiar with. You hear all sorts of animal noises, other noises that are definitely not animals.
Do I like recognize where we are in the basin at all?
Make a investigation check, I think.
So it's not sure if it's going to be like survival, investigation, nature. There's so many it could be.
Yeah, maybe let's do investigation.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think you do. I mean, yeah, it's been, you have no reference for where this might be.
Okay. I guess we should start walking.
And then, as if you're in a movie, you suddenly hear a voice from the sky, like just above you, like a very deep bass voice, just say, "In the beginning,
What?
there were twins, 2 sets of twins. This was a time." Well, here, let me do this real quick.
You've entered a VR movie.
You kind of have. This was a time when demons walked the land, when the gift of fire was not a gift that men had been granted. The tribes lived in fear, constantly hunted by the devils, the cat devils that roamed these lands. And then you see, Raya, like suddenly it's like a time lapse. The sun just sets, suddenly. And then you see like a family, like a fire genasi family, but they just look like humans. Like, it's obvious that the facial structure, like the cultural resemblance is there, but there's no fire, right? It's just people.
Okay.
And they're running across this landscape. It's like a mother and her 2 children are just like running across this landscape. And they are being chased by something. You're not sure what, but like the woman is screaming and like telling her children, like, please come this way, this way. And like, yeah, you hear like screams from behind them and like a cat like roar, but like down a couple of like octaves. And like distorted somewhat. And yeah, they're running across, and you see like a jaguar, a big old jaguar, but like surrounded in like shadow, just like step out from a clearing, blood on its face, and then just like run after them. Do you just stand there and witness it? Do you try to stop it? It doesn't. That like neither of the parties seem to have noticed you.
And
so like, am I like in the trees? And
no, you're just like standing in the jungle.
Okay. How far away are they from me?
Enough that you could probably intercept the jaguar before it bore down on them.
Then I will. Never tried casting magic inside the orb.
It's true.
But I guess I'll try casting Guiding Bolt on the jaguar.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
At 2nd level.
Got it.
22.
Yeah, you hit it. Yeah, roll damage.
18 radiant damage.
Right. Yeah, so I think it's not, I mean, it seems obvious to you that this is like as if it's like a movie, and so maybe like your guess is that these things aren't as easy to beat as you just beat it, but like you tear into this thing and it like evaporates, right? But then the movie just keeps on, right? Like you get led away to a different scene. The jaguar is destroyed, but like you didn't ultimately do anything because this is like in the past. And you're suddenly standing in a it looks like a game court of some sort. It's kind of reminiscent of a basketball court, but it's obviously like stone. It's made of stone, and it's like there's two hoops on either side, but it's like
I think I know what this is.
Yeah, you think you know this
is?
Yeah,
the South American like
it's definitely the South American like ball game that they played. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? It's that kind of court.
Yeah.
like in El Dorado.
Like in El Dorado, yeah, exactly. And so you're standing in the middle here, and you see 2 like players on either side. One is like wearing like just warrior's garb. Both of them are wearing like warrior's garb, the kind of garb you'd play this game in. But one is like tall, handsome. He seems to radiate like goodness and light, and the other one is like he radiates darkness and evil. And it's just like it's very stylized. And honestly, you're probably seeing all this as if it was like some sort of stylized cartoon to us, right? Because I mean, Terra Nullius is a animated show to begin with, probably, but like this is like a different stylized version. And so the voice from the sky says, and let me find the name here.
The name of the person or the game?
The name of the person. So, the voice says, two brave warriors, Hunapu and Vukub Hunapu. And, like, you recognize that as being, like, basically, it's, like, the words that they're actually saying are, like, 1 something and 7 something. So, like, as if, like, a birth order sort of a thing. It might actually probably be 1 and 2. But one of them is obviously the elder brother. Like, it's obvious that they're brothers. You get this cultural context, like, in an instant, because of your knowledge of primordial language. And so you get these people, right? Hunapu and well, actually, they're both called Hunapu, but one is first Hunapu and second Hunapu. And so the voice describes, like, they were twins. They were great warriors, and they served each other well in competition and in battle. But there had always been a rivalry between them. And when the lords of Xibalba summoned them to the underworld to play for their amusement, Hunapu I, convinced that he should end their reign of terror now, for they were the ones who were sending the jaguars on their people, decided to take it into his own hands to try to strike down the demon king. Hunapu II betrayed his brother and killed him to gather favor with the lords of Xibalba. And this was the first of the great twins of history. The second left and served the demons for the rest of his days. But all was not lost for Hunapu I. He was dead, but not quite dead. His essence remained in some small part, and in one way or another...
Is he the orb?
In one way or another, his spirit lived on. If not in the land and the tales that were told, at the very least, because of his children. And let me find these names. I wrote down pronunciations for all these. The second hero twins, the first, or the children of Hunapu I. They were also brave warriors like their father, the eldest son and the eldest daughter, at least of his lineage. His wife had been married before to the, and this basically explains, like, to the uncle, like to the second born. So this woman had been married to both of them, had basically twins. I'm just gonna explain this now. It's easier to just say it than have, like, the voice in the sky is, like, saying all this stuff though. The second pair, or I'm sorry, the second born, the right. brother, the evil brother, basically, let's just say, had 2 children with this woman beforehand. They were twins, and then the younger, the first brother, the good brother, had children with the same woman after, like, they had a falling out and had other twins. And so both of these pairs of twins were one male, one female. And okay. You're starting to, I mean, I think you just see them. You see them in fresco. You see them, like, in this stylized imagery, like, training, basically. Right? Like, they're training in war and magic. You see, they all have their own, like specializations. And the voice explains that the elder twins, the ones from the evil brother.
Evil twins.
Yeah, the evil twins. They always, like, looked down on the younger twins, the good twins, and they bullied them. I think they tried to get them killed at one point in their childhood. There was like this kind of messed up situation. But eventually, like through this like montage, you see them kind of grow to be friends. They kind of got over that childishness and ended up like helping each other to like fight off this like demon scourge that was like attacking the primordial like jungle land. And so these twins, and just like for reference, these are the statues that you saw, right? The first statue, the male,
Whoa.
right?
Would never have guessed.
Yeah, I know. Is Xibalba.
Xibalba.
It's spelled like that, but it's pronounced Xibalba.
Oh gosh, that's not how I spelled it.
That's how it's pronounced.
Xibalba.
Xibalba, yeah. And then the good daughter was named.
So, wait. So that was the good son or the evil son?
The good son.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first statue. It's right here, the one that was holding out his hand like this.
Okay.
And then the second is the daughter, and she was named after her father. She was named Hunapu. And I realize now I've been pronouncing that wrong. So it's spelled like this, but it's pronounced like this. Wanapwa. Wanapwa.
I was like, I spelled it how I would spell the Spanish version of Hunapu.
Go-
I spelled it completely wrong.
Wanapwa.
So Ghost Pickles is in the chat, guys, and he just said, weird coincidence. I went to school with a girl named Xibalba.
Oh man, Ghost Pickles in chat is amazing. So yeah, so she's Wanapwa. So she's named after after her father. And you get the sense that her kind of specialization was like, magic in one way or another. Her twin brother, was kind of like a mix between, like, he had some magical capabilities, but he was also a warrior. I mean, they were all warriors, but like, he was kind of the leader. That was kind of like his thing. He led them. The third, the older half brother, basically, right, is named Hun Kulkan. Which basically means one artisan, basically a first artisan. So you see that he had the like hammer in his belt, right? He was a craftsman. He was a really intelligent dude. He was very wise. He like crafted great things. He was responsible for much of the like technology that was being used to fight against these demon jaguar things. But then you have the last one.
And he was the evil son?
Yeah, he was the evil one. He was the son of the evil brother. But they ended up all kind of being good at the end.
Yeah, but we're just gonna call him evil and good.
Exactly.
It's easier.
It's true. And then you have one monkey, who's named Hunbats.
Okay.
Hunbats.
Wait, she is a monkey?
No, that's just what her name means.
You just have a random monkey.
It's like all these like serious names and then one monkey.
Yeah, I mean, this is a serious name for this culture. It means she's very clever, basically, right? Like she was very clever. She's very in tune with nature. And so this is the vine one, but the one that was crouching, right? The one that didn't have the Makaweedle, but needed temperance. And I think, I mean, you guys, you see Raya, them all kind of like use their Makaweedles and like fight these things, fight these demon jaguars. But none of them have any items that like stand out to you as like these would be the items to like put on.
That's what I was hoping.
I know, yeah.
Wait, what did you say the good son was known for? I missed that one.
The good son was known for being a
leader.
leader. He was leadership, yeah.
He does need my rod of rulership.
So the way that it's kind of phrased though too is that he was like leadership. He like led the forefront. But then his sister was like the charmer. So she like used magic. She used primarily charms, primarily like enchantments, that sort of thing. And then right, you have the artisan brother, and then the clever sister who is also a warrior, a nimble fighter. But yes, you get this like stylized montage of their growing up together and becoming these great warriors. And then you're taken to a volcano. You're suddenly in a volcano. And you see these four come to the volcano as if they're like on a quest, right? They've gone on this giant quest. They've come to the volcano, and then the voice basically says something along the lines of, knowing that they would soon be defeated by the jaguars if they were allowed to run loose anymore, the four went on a dangerous mission to plead with the god Kamazotz, lord of volcanoes and fire. And then you see a giant bat, like a fire bat, like come up from this volcano and like step on this. It's like Mordor, like Mount Doom style, like ridge, like ledge, right? That kind of like comes out in the middle of this volcano. And so this fire bat just like lands on it and like shakes off a bunch of lava and then like looks at them and like says like very menacingly, like, "What brings you here to my lair?" And then like they entreat with him, basically like fall down on their faces and like worship him. And then like they plead with him to give them the gift of fire. And like it seems like it took the charm of the sister Wenapwa to convince the bat god to give them fire. But eventually they did persuade them, and then came back to their lands with fire. With a mask. Basically, you see this mask that's being like lifted out of this lava and given to like set down in this ledge. And Xiblanque like leans down and grabs the mask, and like they bring it back. None of them wear it. They bring it back to their like tribe. And then they give it to their mother. You see them present this fire mask to their mother. And she puts on the mask and becomes like an avatar of fire, you see, right? Like you see her like she gets her hair like burns, right? And then becomes this flame becomes this flame hair, and her skin turns like a deeper like red, right? And then you see, like, again, in like a stylized montage, she becomes the Eve of this new race, right? The mother of this new race of people. And like eventually all of the next like all the descendants of this tribe end up getting the fire and then becoming this new race. And you see this entire like whole thing, and then the voice brings you back to this. You can sense that you're back at the shrine, like the shrine of Xibalba. Except it's just the stairs. It's just like a slab of stone on the river, and then just like a blank field, like a slab of stone, and then just the stairs that you went down originally, except there's no pavilion above it. There's no building to top it. It's just stairs leading down into darkness. And you're standing right there. And then you see like the voice is still talking to you, right? And saying like, after the mother died, they hid away the mask so that it could not be used for evil. And then you see slowly in front of you a flaming skull like just kind of fade into your view, and you realize this has been the person who's been talking the entire time. Yeah.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah. And basically you the flame skull like looks at you and says, "My name was Wan Wenapwa, and my sacrifice led to the salvation of my people. I lived on, however, not just in my lineage or in the spirit of my tales, but in actuality. I lived 1,000 lifetimes, living on this green soil, this verdant earth, before the orb of Xibalba found its way into my hands. I was never meant to have the orb. Neither was my brother." And then you see the skull, like a hand, come up from behind the skull and just grab it and then crush it. And then a dark figure steps forward and stares at Uriah and says, "I trust you enjoyed my little show.
no.
And basically he just has like black flame above him in like his hair.
Does he say anything else?
No, he just stares at you. Isaac is terrified. He's just like
I just kind of go, and you are...
He'd be scared to death if he could die.
I was gonna say something different.
Did he say anything to me? I said,
Sorry, I didn't hear.
and you are...
Right. To Anupa. I am the second brother. And I was the 30th guardian of the orb after my treacherous elder. I took the orb from him and I ripped the life from his bones.
Somebody wasn't chosen.
Why do you seek me? Why have you entered the recesses of my mind? Is it knowledge you seek? I fear you will only find madness.
Well, we're trying to get the mask to take it to the Cult of the Dying Flame so that they can maybe help us figure out how to put a new god of death into place.
I do not know of this cult of which you speak, but I do know something about the god of death.
Thank goodness.
I mean, he's dead now, but...
Yes, I sensed it. Good riddance. I hated him anyway.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Why
Except for
not do it yourself, Raya? Why not take the mantle?
None of us really know what's going on, how that works. Do you know how it works?
He smiles.
I'm not trained for this.
He smiles.
I just kind of like
Yeah.
fell into my lap.
Yeah, he smiles and he says, "Unfortunately, that's sort of what happened to me as well. But
Well, you sounded like you kind of wanted it.
you're right about that." And so as he's like talking to you, like we're getting this like weird like transition back and forth between like his face being like normal and his face being like a skull, and it's kind of like really creepily and weird, like with the shifting of his like black flame hair.
I feel like it's like when you take the holographic paper or like the holographic thing and you have it in certain angles and on this angle it looks like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he says, "Do you want to know the process, Raya? How to make someone into the god of death?"
That'd be nice. Insight check.
Yeah, do you want to make an insight check?
Yeah.
Ghost Pickle says, "Haha, they didn't let me finish they didn't let me watch the training videos."
Yeah.
Which, I mean, isn't that far off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he telling me the truth?
Mostly. So he knows one way to make someone into the god of death. It's not necessarily the only way, nor the best way.
Okay, but like what he's gonna tell me is like
it's an actual way.
a way. Okay,
Yeah.
well then
We'll find
Sure,
a
go
way.
right
We'll
ahead.
find a way.
Watch, he's gonna tell us you have to kill the god of death to become the god of death. We kind of knew that a little.
Well, about that.
Well, the thing is, like, he knows everything that Raya knows, so like he's aware of like the situation you found yourselves in. So he says, "I see you've heard the stories of She of the Jade Skirt, the one who ate the life from those that were passing."
yeah. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
I think it's ambitious. I wish she had been my daughter. I would
Well,
have
that's
ruled
kinda
well with
weird.
her.
to become the god of death, one must take life. He or she must rip it from bones. As the man or woman in question is passing, someone of great power, their energy passes with them. And if you're quick enough, you can catch it like a butterfly and then eat it. So delicious.
How is this guy a guardian? He's clearly not neutral.
Oh no, he's definitely not.
Then how did he become a guardian?
He made himself one. He's like, yeah,
Remember, he
don't
said,
care.
my brother nor I were ever meant to be guardians.
Mm-hmm. Again, somebody wasn't chosen.
So you eat it, and then you become a god of death?
There is a certain energy that passes when a life form dies, and if this life form is powerful enough, the energy they pass is large as well. You can feed on it and ascend. Take the orb in your hand, attune to it, feed on the life energy as it passes, and you will have godhood.
I mean, I think we're probably going to do some more investigation.
So wait, is this how Goku becomes like a Super Saiyan and stuff? Like, is this why he eats so much? Is this why anime characters eat so much?
Da da da.
It's like how he learns instant transmission.
Okay, so while you're right here in front of me, can you tell me like what your special thing is with the orb?
I don't know if that's gonna be.
Why I have your attention?
Yeah, so he says, you don't know? So Raya, make a wisdom save.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, so he smiles and he says,
Do you let me eat the energy? Is that what it is?
He drives people insane.
See, that's what I was going for, but I'm curious if I like that better, though.
So like, I just told you.
I mean, you certainly didn't drive me insane at all. So like that's why I'm like, I
No,
haven't
yeah, so-
felt this effect
Right,
at
so
all.
I
Why
think,
did that?
well, I mean, you've succeeded on the saves, is the thing.
Right.
So yeah, I think he says, he smiles and he says, I drive people mad, and now you can too, Raya.
Yay!
As if she didn't before. But
That was a little mean.
So let's see.
look, okay, hold on. I bet she drived Sabu insane all the time.
It's true.
In a good way.
We'll see. We'll see if I still got it.
Well, she in some sense she did drive him out of his mind.
I didn't hear
Can
that.
you
but-
take Seth out? I don't have that power.
That's
Can
Seth.
you,
That's
please?
how rude.
Can you like force? Can you like turn off his sound or something? He gets a timeout for like a minute.
Caleb and I have actually worked out a way that in the podcast format
Gonna give him like a little timeout for that because that was just mean.
So let's
Well-
see.
I'm sorry, it was just too good.
Okay, so Raya, there's a whole madness table here, which is so cool. If you look on in the compendium, just type in madness as the first thing that comes up. Rules. So basically, there's like different variations on this, there are different levels of it, but you can I think for now you can cause short-term madness by touching someone. And you can do this 1d4 times per week. You roll at the beginning of each week. And so you can go ahead and roll a d4 right now if you want to see how many times you can do that this week.
Oh my gosh.
And
Whoa.
yeah, then you basically, whenever you touch someone, you roll on this d100 table and then do something random to them.
3 times this week.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it lasts 10 minutes. What the heck?
You
This
lost
is
1d10
weird.
minutes.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
1d10 minutes. Oh. Oh my gosh. New ability, madness.
No,
Yeah.
it's Sparta.
Yeah. So
Madness.
that happens.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Jordan.
Also, so we put these beans that are called the
Earth's
eyes of the Earth's eyes. Were you one of the ones who helped like trap the shrine so people couldn't get to the mask? Because we were trying to get to the mask and we made a mistake, I think, and now we're all trapped in, or at least I was trapped in a flesh area.
Yeah, so he smiles again. He says, I didn't partake in the building of the shrine, but I did partake in the creation of the Earth's eyes.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, but
Do you
so
need
you don't
them
know
to
anything?
stop?
Need them to stop? Maybe? I don't really know.
It seems like you're in a bit of a situation. You seem to be half a
Yes.
centimeter tall right now. Didn't know if you knew that.
I did not. That is frightening.
What will you
How
give
do you-
me?
Well, I don't think I can give you things. You're not real. I don't know how this works again.
Maybe the other guardians aren't.
Frick.
My life lives in my lineage and in the tales that are told of me and in the way that my spirit still haunts these lands.
Oh, so you need me to spread a new ghost story?
Make a persuasion test.
I need you to drive people mad with.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, what totally happens is he thinks about that and he says, a scary one.
Oh my god! Why is this the most ridiculous thing?
Okay, again.
That went
Podcast
from really serious to really stupid.
Again, okay, podcast format. You have to go back and watch this moment in the video version because the face Caleb makes is just so straight and plain. It's like, yeah, that's it. It's like if you're trying. Let me paint a picture for the face he made. It's like if you're discussing with a friend, what they want for dinner, and it's like, I don't know, I want something meaty, something, and maybe something salty, and maybe with potatoes. So it's like, okay, so you want a cheeseburger and fries, and then just look at you square in the eyes. It's like, yeah, that's what happened.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So, Raya, I think what happens is y'all are just suddenly standing in the corridor again. Ari, we see you just pushing on this bean with all of your might, and you're just about to push it off. And what happens is you push it off, and you accidentally fall with it. But then you just grow as you fall, and then suddenly just and you're just standing there huh? What?
I did it, guys!
Wait. Caleb, in that whole time that she was in there and that was happening, did I have a conversation with that dude?
With the muscular
Yeah, you may have. Do you want to have that conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can remember how to play Darius now.
Yeah, I think we kind of back up. So I guess we just see this, right? You step around the corner and you see the Fire Genasi. Yeah, and he says, "Who are you? You're not supposed to be here."
Hello, I'm Darius. I'm usually not where I'm supposed to be. Or wait, let me try that again. I'm usually where I'm not supposed to be. Who are you?
No, but this is. You're not a guardian, right? You're not a guardian.
No, I'm Darius. I mean, I am a guardian. I guard my friends, and if you touch them, I'll cut you. But,
Ipale, are you tricking me? Is this some sort of joke? He seems to think you're an illusion or something.
I don't know what joke you're talking about.
Well,
but,
wouldn't he know who he is? Because he would have he knows my memories, right?
Yeah, no, he does. He just like he doesn't believe that he's actually here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what did you say, Darius? Yeah.
So Raya went in there. I'm not sure if you know my friend Raya. She's
Yes, I know your friend Raya very well.
Oh, okay. So yes, yeah. Okay. So do you know like where my other friends are, or?
I do. No. Fresh out of luck there.
Great. Well.
I'm sorry. How did you get here? What?
Oh, okay. So there was Flash, and then I'm like really frustrated, and I'm trying to figure out this stupid magic crap, and I like was just thinking about the orb, and I was frustrated with the orb, and I didn't really want to be involved in all of this in the first place. And then I was in the library, and I saw tiny Raya walk into a door. And then I'm like, okay, it seems it felt good on the other side, so I'm like, whatever. She'll be fine.
The problem here is that this is Raya's mind. This doesn't. You can't be here. You're not actually here, right? This is like telepathy, illusion, something like that.
Wait, what?
So you were doing magic. You were doing magic. You said you were doing magic.
I was doing a magic, yes.
Okay. And what kind of magic was it? Exactly.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out.
But what were you trying to do? What were you trying to do?
I was trying to find my friends, and I was thinking about the orb, and I guess I was trying to find the orb.
Well, that explains some part of it.
Gosh.
This definitely isn't supposed to happen. This has never happened before.
Dude, you want to talk to me about things that aren't supposed to happen that I've done, that I have done? I should be dead right now. I should be dead 4 times.
I am keenly aware of that fact. So, welcome to the orb.
Wait.
You're kind of
Gosh.
in the orb right now.
He's saying all these things that I don't want Darius to know.
Wait, so I'm... Okay, I get it. Now I'm getting punked. That's what's going on here.
No, definitely. All right.
No, okay. Well, like I'm in like the round thing, that.
Well, no, you're not physically in the orb. No, no, you're like metaphysically in the orb. It's like, so when Raya thinks really hard and tries to do something with the orb, this is the place that she goes. Not the library necessarily, but like this mind scape.
Palace.
Yeah, palace. And well, that's like a private thing. So you're not supposed to be here. And the fact that you use magic to be here is a little concerning, because that means you have magic that's
Do I need to learn occlumency?
That's kind of like, I mean, like, this is the orb we're talking about. You use magic to influence the orb. That's not supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, see, this is why I've learned to stay out of my mind. Years with Calvitas, I promise you, years with Calvitas.
Where before Darius's mind palace was like a hut and like various things. Now it's just like one lawn chair in the middle of like blackness. It's like, I don't ever come here. This is like, stay out.
It has a broken leg.
Stay out. Yeah, stay out sign is just like.
I've learned to like. After I mean I kind of have to be in here a little more now, but and it's kind of nice since I don't have like Calvitas' demon throne or whatever crap. But I this is why I don't think. This is why I don't think.
Wait. Okay, so I'm feeling something right now. There's a thing that's gonna happen. Raya's finishing up right now. I think you'll leave when that happens.
Oh no.
I hope that you'll leave when that happens.
Huh.
I pray that you'll leave when
Wait,
that
so-
happens.
Wait. So what happens? What do I do if I don't leave?
Welcome home, then, I guess.
No.
Yeah, okay.
And so you start feeling a tug.
Uh-oh.
And Darius, it's a familiar tug. It's like the death tug. Like, it terrifies you how familiar that feels.
Like, oh crap, not again!
And he's like, oh, did you feel that too?
Yeah, that. Wait.
We're about to go back
what?
into the orb. Like, we're disconnecting with Raya's mind here.
Oh, this is a sucky feeling.
Yep.
You have a pretty miserable non-existence.
Oh, it isn't so bad. We have a library.
Yeah, but I can't read.
Oh. Ooh. Yep.
He should know that. I've been trying to teach Darius how to read.
Right. I mean, he does. He just didn't think about it until that moment. Yeah. And so, like the question is, Darius, do you go with the tug or not?
Do I go with the tug or not?
Yep.
I'm like, do you go with the tug when you?
Yep.
You
That's
always-
how it works. You just follow the flow.
Yeah. See, I've had better experience going against the grain, sort of thing. You know, doing my own thing, my own style.
I mean, I don't know what will happen if you don't.
I
do
mean,
that.
it worked out before. I mean, I didn't die again, sort of. Except I did, but yeah. Goodbye. Have fun on whatever pull.
So you go with the pull.
No, I don't go with the pull.
You don't go with the pull. Okay. All right. So you resist the pull. Make a charisma save.
Charisma save, and because I'm using because I'm doing the save thing, I get, I will get
Plus 3 more.
+3. Yes, because I'm already proficient, so I'll have another 3. So this will be 10. Or no, well, it'll be this +3.
Oof. Okay.
Oh no.
So what happens
no.
is oh yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Not again.
No.
So what we see is Darius, you're suddenly like you pop into a dark plane similar to the plane you're familiar with,
No.
and then we see you like stretch, like as you're like being pulled with the tug, and you're like resisting it. But what happens is you split in two. And then part of you just like, woo, goes away. And the other part of you stays. And so we cut there and everybody's back in the corridor.
Wait,
Including Darius.
Yep. Darius is there.
What?
how much of him?
I mean, he's not like in half, if that's what you're asking.
You can be more than half in ways than physically.
It's true. He has physical substance.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Does Darius feel like Darius?
Yep. You feel fine. You feel totally
like,
fine.
Oh my god!
It was like
Gosh.
painful at first, but like you feel fine.
Is he gonna be in my orb now?
Just the bottom half of him.
Just like these pair of legs walking around.
Okay, so like as soon as like we stand up, I like swipe the Earth's eyes like out of
Yeah.
the hand.
Yep.
I'm like,
Mickey like looks at you and says like, was that you?
I pushed the bead out of the hand and that must have worked, so you're welcome.
No, I meant like it was the beans that made all that
Yes.
just happen.
Yes, it was.
Where were we?
We were inside.
You don't need to
this-
know.
I know.
Fine.
We were inside the skeleton.
That's where we were.
He
Hey,
looks
Yeah,
over.
I climbed up the tooth
so-
and out of it. And
Yeah,
then
you guys
pushed
see the teeth like sliding back up into the statue, like.
Oh, that's just disturbing.
Hey, everybody, new rule. Don't put things in the hands until we all decide it's okay.
Well, I'm sorry. You put something in there and nothing happened, so I just thought.
So
That is
Kabil
me.
walks
I
over
am
to you, Raya.
chosen. I am special.
Kabil walks over to you, Raya, and just like grabs you by like the front of your like chainmail, I guess, and just like, What in the world was that?
I like go straight up and I push him off of her, and I'm like start like
Yeah, keep your hands off her.
yelling like, "Don't you dare touch her!" Like,
Yeah.
And I
Ari,
think,
he can't understand you.
I don't care. Tell him to get off her.
yeah,
I see.
think,
You wanted to kill me in there? Is that what this was? Curse me
Look,
forever?
Kabeel, we all went in there.
I didn't see any of you.
I
Yeah,
didn't see
I
any
didn't
of
see
you. I
I
almost
didn't-
got killed myself by
Okay,
myself.
Here, I'm gonna. Do you want me to tell you how I know that we were all in there? Did you show up randomly onto a floor of flesh with darkness all around you?
Yes.
Yeah. See, there we go. You didn't even say that to me, and I already knew.
I thought we were back in the flesh tunnels.
What?
yeah,
What do you-
yeah,
I said that in
flesh.
common.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened. Yep. That was definitely flesh. And Darius kind of looks around.
Raya, you sense some bull crap coming off of that dude.
I was like, can I also like make an
Something's-
insight check to like
That was so obvious. You all know something's up.
Like, you know what? I was like, you know what, Darius? I don't even want to know.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself, dude.
I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I will talk later.
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I believe about these things, these statues, I think they all need magic objects, and I think
Oh.
one of them,
Really?
Ari,
But
wanna
not
pull-
that magic object. She put and Kabeel
Not
points
yours.
at your.
I wanna pull out the stone just to make sure it's the same size as it was before, and it's still
Yeah,
like,
it's the same size, but it's jagged now.
You know,
like-
it is still jagged. I just want to
it's a
make sure
jagged
it's like
crystal. Yep.
nothing changed between then and there.
So wait. Okay.
look, I think somebody needs the rod of rulership.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. I'll pull it out, and there's one that looks like it's holding a rod, right?
Yeah. It looks like one. It's
Oh.
the girl, the Hunapwe. Yeah.
I'll look at it.
Whatever.
I'll just kind of look at it, kind of get sad, give it a little kiss, and put it back in.
Okay. Yeah, it turns to stone like Temperance did.
I'll put my hand on it. Like, oh, can I even reach that actually?
No.
Okay, so I'll
Probably
I'll hand
not.
it off to someone else.
Yeah.
To do it.
Put it in.
Yeah.
And it's just soon I'm like, oh, thank you for saving our lives twice.
Okay. Next we have this guy.
And Darius sighs. I know what to do when he takes off the sandals.
Yes, you're just in bare feet now. Yeah, you want to.
And he like just
Step on
walks up and puts them on there.
Yep. And they disappear from his hands and go on his feet.
Whoa!
But
And
it's
then
stone,
Darius is just like, okay, decent party trick.
Yeah, there's just one left. Top left.
Strange. I wonder
It's the
what
one
else.
holding up
What
his
else
hand like this.
would fit in there? I don't know. Guys, do you have any ideas?
I think Miggy like frowns and he says, "Riot, doesn't that look like the orb would go there?"
Thank you, Mickey, for wow, for being so insightful for once. And I take the orb and I try and go in it again and be like, Isaac, is this a good idea?
Isaac, he says, "I don't know. I mean,
Does
if
this seem right to you?
I have no idea. Raya, honestly, that's not the right question. Does this seem right to you?
Oh my gosh.
You're
and
the
I
guardian."
Does Musclehead around, or is it just Isaac?
It's just Isaac, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I wanted Darius to pop over.
And I
Hello?
Like his feet, like walking around, just like across.
What's with
Okay.
the feet?
so I have my orb.
Why are they wearing sandals?
And I just kind of like look over to the group and I go, I hope this works. I don't know if it will or not. Just be ready for another.
Get ready to go
strange thing
back
happen.
into the flesh. Everybody go for the teeth and the mouth and push the orb off. It'll work, okay?
So I place the orb on the hand.
It's already stone, so it doesn't turn to stone. But it doesn't seem to like become part of the statue either.
Wait, the orb was stone?
Yeah, it's like a glassy looking stone. It's solid like stone is, but like it's glassy looking. Yeah, it's not actually made of glass.
But they're not gonna just render the orb useless by figuring out the puzzle.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be dumb.
Right.
Just all of our magic items.
Yeah. So what happens is I'm very proud of you guys for just like actually like giving up the magic items like that.
We have to progress the story somehow.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Having to give up magic items?
So what happens is the statues.
Like poor Darius, he had to give up both of his.
I know.
I'm hopefully I know what happens next.
The statues are silent. They are unmoving.
Well, they were before.
Right. No, yeah, nothing changes. There's like a long pause and nothing happens.
I want to go over this way and see if anything has changed.
Nope.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing has changed anywhere.
Yeah, do you want to make a perception test for me, Raya? I think like walking around again makes you think of something.
17.
Yeah, I think you're like, wait a second. Okay,
Is the water still pouring?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it is. And you look at this, right? And you're like, okay, we walk downstairs, and the first stanza of that poem was one with the earth's embrace, a lullaby in black. The 2 is twins of fire, twins again, their long lost pieces lack. 3 times down, love's dark sting, full but never whole. 4 completed, foes defeated, all is left is your soul. So you're like thinking about this, I'm like, okay, well, this was a mask of fire. Is there some sort of elemental like difference between each of these trials? Like there's 4 of them. Maybe they correspond to the 4 classical elements. So you think about this and you're like, okay, there's water here. And like the first stanza was Earth's embrace and you walked into like the bowels of the earth.
Earth, fire, water.
Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. No.
Until the fire mask attacked.
Yeah. But that's the thing, Raya, I think you maybe think about it and you're like, you remember the flame skull that you saw, right?
Yes.
And you're
flame
like,
skull.
What if the statues need fire?
Let's see. That's why I asked if there were candles inside.
Yeah. There weren't candles inside, but
There's just...
you might not need them.
Let's see.
I have produced flame. And
It's true, yeah.
Toity,
So does
I'm
Camille.
going to pick you up and you produce flame on their faces.
is that how that works?
You also have
It's
burning
just a
hands.
flame in my hand.
Yeah,
So I can, like-
and then you just...
Yeah, if you reach
Okay.
inside with the flame in your hand, Toity, all of them light up. So suddenly the eyes and the mouth like flickering flame. And once you do it to all of them, they all in unison speak and say the like second stanza of the poem. Twins of fire, twins again, their long lost pieces lack. And then the items. No, but so what happens then is the items seem to like be turning back from like stone.
Oh, good.
And then they stop halfway. And then the mouths start like glitching. Like the words they're saying. They start saying the poem again, but like weird. It's just like one with twins again, foes embrace, lullaby, souls.
Oh no, guys.
And then like things start like freaking out, and then they start like jetting flame out of their mouths. Bad thing. You don't know what's going on. Like something weird's going on. What do you guys do?
I look over at Kabil. Is he doing anything?
He's just staring like, what?
I try to say, sure to make a tiny hut. Actually, I don't think it'd fit. No, it won't fit. I'll be right back.
Yeah, what do you do?
Guys. What is going on?
I can't even understand what they're saying, so I don't
That's
know.
true.
3
Let's
times
see.
down, loves dark sting, full.
Well, you don't know about that.
No. But I'm just player Jordan is
Yeah.
reading. Like I'm just trying to think. I wonder if it has anything to do with the water.
Probably, but we got to get past this first one.
Should we extinguish their faces with the water?
You could try that.
Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, you want to go over to the other room and like grab water and like.
Yeah, I want to
Throw it
try
in
and
their
get
faces?
water and then like throw it at them.
Okay. Wonder what that does. I think what happens is suddenly, like. Okay, yeah, this is what happens. So, you do that. It seems to extinguish the flames at first, and then the stone of the head starts cracking.
Oh no.
And then some flaming skulls burst forth from the
What
statues.
the heck?
Oops, Mesnan isn't here.
Well, I mean, the fourth stanza, I figured something like this was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, so 3 of them like burst forth. And the last one, this fourth one here, it seems to like be struggling to get out,
Glitching
but
out.
it can't like get out. It's like cracking a little bit, but it can't get out of the head. But yeah, was it? I mean, it's the thing is, it's 10:41. So, do we want to end here?
I think this seems like a decent place to end.
Right?
Or, I mean, we can crack a few skulls real quick.
It's up to you guys.
Depends on how long this will take.
Yeah.
I
Totally
mean,
you guys.
combat can take 2 hours
It
sometimes. So
can
I
take a
say
while.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it might be better to stop here.
No,
I know.
Okay.
so sad.
I don't want to either, but yeah, so that happens, and then we get the fade to cut to black, and then the to be continued up on the screen. Yeah, so bad things are all around today.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was a really fun session. I definitely was not expecting that to happen.
So, today's session was a whole bunch of things that I wish that a whole bunch of us didn't do.
To be fair, I think
Like literally, if we had just got the magic items right the first time, all of that would.
Yep.
to be fair,
Well,
part of me's glad it happened because now the stone's not orbiting my head at
It's
least.
true. And you learned a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, but now
I mean,
Darius.
Raya learned
is-
a bunch of interesting things.
It's
Yeah.
true. I
Like-
have 5 pages of notes that I wrote down.
God, dang, guys, I'm just terrified about what happened with Darius.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't
I'm
know.
not thrilled about it,
Mhm.
but I don't know anything yet.
Here's my question. I mean, I guess this might be, but does Darius know what happened?
I think he remembers everything that like happened up to that point, but all he remembers is like being swept along with like resisting the tug and then ending up being swept along with it anyway. That's what he remembers.
No, but does the Darius does the Darius in the real world know that he got split? I guess is my question.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he remembers the library.
Yes. Yeah. He remembers all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Maybe I'll just have to drive him mad.
I mean,
doesn't
it
tell
wasn't.
everyone.
He didn't. In Darius's defense, he didn't try to go inside the orb.
It's true. He just located object on the orb while inside a weird flesh thing. So weird things happen.
Say that again.
Weird
See,
things
the
happen.
thing is, like, what's awesome about this is, like, I've been dropping so many hints. Like, honestly, the last, like, 12 episodes probably are just, or maybe not 12, but, like, 6. I think 6 is probably a good number. So much lore has been just continuously dumped. But, like, there's still more to discover. There's still conclusions that you haven't made yet that, like, at this point, I'm like, come on, guys. You haven't figured this out yet? But it's great because, like, I'm totally down with it. It's just, like, we're going along for the ride and figuring out what the characters are figuring out.
This one was a big dump.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Lots of things learned. And you may have awakened a guardian you shouldn't have. Who knows?
He also got us out of that situation that I'm not sure we could have.
I'm also going to concoct a spooky ghost story.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
But that's the thing. Like, that was totally foreshadowed, right? I had been talking about that the entire time. That he was just like, I live on in the tales that people tell of me. Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. Yeah. So let's do goals, shall we? Let's figure out.
I didn't do much for
what XP you guys did.
I just did one thing.
So everybody has worked towards their main goal, obviously. But yeah, let's start with Toyi here.
Ghost Pickle says, main lesson, keep your beans to yourself.
That's a good lesson.
Yep.
It is a very good lesson.
Yep.
Well, no, hold on. Last time she kept her beans to herself, it was just her and a very mad Willow.
It's true.
And that almost ended very
The
bad.
construct that almost killed
Yeah.
us all.
Yeah.
So
She
she was
technically kept her
totally a
beans-
hero with it.
She kept her beans to herself, so yeah.
Yep.
Well, as for goals, I tried upgrading Dimension Door.
Mhm.
I don't know.
You don't know whether or not it worked exactly yet.
I tried.
I mean, you did it, right? You did a thing that you shouldn't be able to do with the Dimension Door. Is the thing.
That's true. I did go. I don't know what
the thing is. Like, if you still want to work on this and get it to do the thing that you want it to do, then that's a different thing, right?
I think it might be. I say like instead of maybe like saying, okay, I've obviously done something. Maybe now for future, instead of having a goal of upgrade Image Door, figure out what to do with the stone.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
sure.
Is it like? But so I say like, yeah, I definitely upgraded it somehow.
Yeah, you did upgrade it. It's true. So yeah, let me find some. Let's figure out what that means for XP.
Now, how I upgraded it, that's another question.
Okay, yeah. I think. Let's see. I am going to. So you completed that. You are still working to find Tlachinolli's sister. You're just, you're figuring out, because you guys are going to get this thing for the Dying Flame almost now, right? Like, and if you do that, then you'll be one more step closer to finding Tlachinolli's sister. So
that's true.
You worked on that, inadvertently. And then make a name for myself on the mainland.
I mean, depends on how much just having Kabeel around would do
right.
that.
I don't think you did anything noteworthy with him, though. So yeah, I don't think you.
We kind of had a very contained thing.
It's true. It's true.
This week.
Yep. So I think you earn. Let me add this up. So you worked on the main party goal. You worked on your own goal. And then you completed that one. Okay, so you get 1,800 XP. Congratulations. Cool.
Congratulations.
Raya.
I worked on find out more about the orb.
You did, yeah.
Again. And then, I mean, if we're saying that Darius accidentally transporting to my library mind palace helped teach him how to read, then I did.
But the thing is,
but I didn't.
You didn't work towards it, right? You didn't do anything to make that happen.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I mean, in some small way, it might, but I mean, who knows?
It inspired him, because if he thinks he's going to get trapped in the library again,
well, I
he's
mean,
probably going to be more encouraged to learn how to read.
Depending on what happened with the other half of him, he might be stuck in there for a long time.
I might have my other orb minions teach him how to read.
They might already be doing that. Who knows?
The problem is, it's obvious given what we know about in real time Darius that that they're not connected, right?
Right.
So the issue would be getting them reconnected somehow. So
I mean,
I just
either
found
that or
out more
have two
about the orb.
Dariuses.
That's all I did.
Oh my gosh, if we had two, we might have two Darius.
We went from one Darius to a dead Darius to now a new.
No, we went from one Darius with a demon inside of him, so like 1.5, to dead Darius with a demon instead of Darius, who's posing as Darius. to
dead
Darius,
just
who is
dead
not
Darius.
Darius, is now dead, and
Yep.
Darius is like.
And we went to Darius, who died while being dead.
Yeah, and then
And then we had caretaker Darius, and then we had new Darius, and now we have double Darius. Like, there
The
are so many
flavors-
skins for this
Oh my
character.
gosh.
The flavors of Darius.
The flavor.
the fourth
50
flavor.
Shades of Darius.
Oh man, no.
Nope, sorry,
No,
sorry.
I do not approve of that
Sorry,
fan fiction.
sorry.
Wait,
No,
what?
it doesn't have to. It's just okay. Yeah,
Wait, I missed it. What?
nothing. Just we're moving on.
Nothing.
We're moving on.
So
Tell me how much XP I get. Not very
Yeah.
much.
So you didn't do that. You found out more about the order. Wait, go back to that. And then you haven't worked on. So if you want, Emily, you might want to just change that third goal until like it actually comes up.
But that's the thing. Is like Raya. She's waiting for a certain time.
Right, but like that can be
I
a
know.
backup goal that you still have
no,
to
but I
decide.
also
But
don't know what else to put.
Like I have the goal with Mesnin.
Because
that I
those
think
are
you
I'm
could
at.
have something real
like-
simple, like just like protect the party, or right, like.
But that's
anything
not
like that.
Raya's actual goals.
It's fair.
Like these are literally Raya's main goals.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. What could I have instead? I could have like try and get like now I could get the mask.
Yeah, yeah. Acquire the mask. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and anyone can change a goal to that if they wanted to. That would be a good goal to do. Yeah, so
Do we become Jim Carrey if we put the mask on?
No, that movie is creepy and I don't like it because he's so scary looking.
So I think we can count that as a retroactive goal, because I mean,
Cool.
yeah. So you've worked on 3 then. So you get. Whoa, nope. You get 1,050 experience today,
Cool.
and then Ari Armani.
I worked on 1 goal today. That was protect Raya.
It's true.
Yeah,
did
you
protect Raya.
shoved him and you let me sleep next to you.
Yeah, yep.
I didn't
'cause
do anything to
there
train
wasn't-
Mickey, and
yeah.
there was no hex exploration today. So
That's true. Yep. It just that whole debacle took a little bit longer than I expected. So, but that's okay. So,
We wasn't supposed to happen to begin with, from the sounds of it.
well, I mean,
Well,
clearly
the
he had an
voice
idea
I
for it.
planned for it. Yeah, it's just I didn't expect. Honestly, I expected it to happen this way, where like one of you like thought about it and then was just like, nah, let's just one of these others makes more sense. And then like, cause I wanted it to be there as like a thing that might have, cause I know what the Earth size are and why they're related to these statues, what's going on with the flesh stuff.
And
all
the
that stuff.
fact that this evil guy made them now that I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
Crazy.
just happen to walk right into it. Ari, like first thing Ari did, Earth size on the
Well, I was
worst
just
statue
like,
to put it
let's just-
on.
Let's just put our
Yeah.
magic items on. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's
Any other magic item would have been fine.
Here's what's bad. I knew before you put them on that was for temperance or that was for deliverance. I knew it, and then you put them on. I'm like, oh, well, it probably just won't do anything.
I
It
was
won't
thinking
work.
about putting them on the first hand, but then I was like, no, it'd probably make more sense to put a bag in 2 hands. I don't know.
And that's what was so insidious about it. Like it makes sense to put in 2 hands sandals, but also a bag. Both of those are viable options. It's just that one of them sends you to a flesh dimension inside the statue. So, yep. By the way, that definitely wasn't my initial idea, but then as soon as someone mentioned it, I'm like, oh, well, duh. Yeah. So thank you for that. You
Okay,
got
so how much? XP?
700 XP, Ari.
All right.
Wait, wasn't the idea to be inside the things, or?
No, I honestly didn't know. I was just like, flesh dimension. We'll figure it out. That's how. So this is the thing, guys. I prepped so much for this
The
session,
wrong things.
but none of the things that actually ended up mattering. It was just I had
Now
to
you're
just make
prepped
up
for
so
next
much.
week.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I ended up changing a bunch of things too. It's like the very beginning of the session. Like I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, you were asking about the artifact and stuff. Like I made up like 2 random things where I was just like, oh yeah, that's probably a thing. Oh, the whole door with a locked thing. Yeah, that was just like random. So it's fun. It's fun to make up stuff.
Like when you make up splitting a character in half.
It's true. I mean, I gave you a choice. You could have just gone along with it and everything would have been fine.
Okay. You gave me a choice. The only logical conclusion would be Darius is like, well, why?
I don't want to die.
Yeah, it's like, I know what this is.
Suffering, guys. That's all. It's what it's all about. All right, Darius.
Suffering and making Darius have more and more. If Darius was if we were to sell merchandise, they would most certainly be Darius action figures, and it would be collectible things. Like, all right, you got to collect them all, and that would be how we make money.
Darius.
And this is why
new
Hasbro...
Darius, double Darius, old Darius, Calvitas Darius. Yeah.
Season 1, Season 2, Season 3.
Exactly.
Darius.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. So Darius, learn more about how someone becomes the god of death.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think you worked on that actually.
I learned all of that.
It's true. You did learn more about temperance.
Pause. I didn't learn more about temperance. What happens when you fail a goal?
It just doesn't you don't get any XP for it.
Okay, because that's basically what just happened.
No, you learn more about temperance. You know that it's connected to this statue somehow, whatever this figure is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you learn something about temperance.
Okay, so I.
Guys, you know what I just realized though, is that the flame skulls came to life and Darius's weapon is still in the statue.
He has another weapon.
It's true, but temperance.
I know, but it's not a magic weapon.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that. Guess what? I came this close to checking as one of my spells. Magic weapon.
Oh, poor Jordan. Oh, but yeah, you learned more about temperance.
I mean, not that it would matter since I can't cast spells anyway.
The thing is, I don't think you've completed that goal. Like, you haven't learned a concrete thing about temperance, but you're working towards learning something concrete about temperance, right? So I think you've worked towards that goal. And then, obviously, you've worked towards discovering your new abilities in your new body.
Yay.
You can locate objects. Good job.
Yay. I'm just curious, can I locate the orb again? And will it be like, yep, the orb is right there?
I don't know.
Or is it going to be like,
try.
hey guys, I'm back?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is there two of me?
Why am I already here?
You won't. Oh, Darius talking with himself.
Oh my god.
You thought it was crazy when Darius and Akashi were in the same room. Now there are two Dariuses in the same room.
But wait, there's more.
Then that Darius somehow made another Darius.
Darius number 3
for double Darius, Akashi, and Calvitas.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, if we went back in time?
Processing in hand.
Yup.
You just like literally make me talk to myself in 4 different. It's like, oh, hello, Darius. Oh, hey, what's going on, Darius? Well, I don't even remember Calvitas' voice.
Calvitas. You talk like this.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's like.
That's true. There's different
new time,
Calvitas voices.
There's New Time Calvitas, which is like.
New Time Calvitas was like pompous British person.
Yeah, because he was kind of learning from the British Empire and everyone that was.
You admired that empire.
Yeah,
I think so. Sorry, Ghost Pickles asked in chat, like, what is the correct plural for Darius, and what do you call a group of Darius? Are they Darii?
Darii, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know Darii.
What do you say, Em?
Darapodes.
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 Dariiphides, yeah, exactly. I like that one. That's my favorite. Yeah. So you got 1050, Darius.
1050.
Yeah, 1050 XP.
Okay.
Ghost Pickle says my vote is for Darii, and a group is called a confusion.
I love it.
Yep, a confusion of Darius. Confusion of Darii.
That's so good.
Darii, use confusion.
It was
Oh my
ineffective.
gosh, what if we had the group of Darii and there were 3 of them and I drove all of them mad?
Boy.
I think there being 3 would already cause some madness.
Boy. But yeah, so you've gotten through. Good job, guys. You've gotten through 2 of the 1.5 of the trials, because I mean you still have to fight off these flame skulls, and then who knows if you're gonna be able to get these magic items back. I mean,
who knows? There was a short in the system.
You threw some magical water on the robots, and so they started shorting out. So
that's what I missed. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they were shorting out before, but like throwing water on robots doesn't help. So
we didn't know they were robots.
I mean, they aren't robots. They're
just magical stones.
Yep, which in this world is the closest you're gonna get to robots. So.
Well, okay. Question, Caleb. Is it too late to do whatever we were supposed to do?
What's whatever we're supposed to what?
Like, because they were shorting out.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a thing that was there a specific course of action that we were supposed to do?
You think I know? I don't know.
Caleb just makes this up.
I just make this up as I go along, dude.
He was just like, nah, I can't give them that.
Well, the thing is, like, so
what's gonna go wrong?
So what I wrote in my notes is the test: fill the heads with fire and then return to them what has been lost. And then I wrote messed up now. So I knew that was how the trial is supposed to work, but something bad had happened to the statues or this temple or whatever, so they was gonna be messed up somehow. I didn't know how that was gonna be messed up, but you know, they spoke weirdly. You threw some water on them. They're gonna attack you. We'll find out what happens after you kill them all. You know,
if we kill them.
If you kill them all, yeah, you might all just die. That would be fun.
And
No,
that's like the anticlimactic end.
And then the rest of the campaign is just Raya and Darius in the orb forever.
No.
Raya running away from Darius. You weren't supposed to know about this place.
This was my place. I was gonna relive all of my memories with Sabu forever and ever, and now you tainted it.
You're ruining it.
I can
it's just gonna be like
I can stay in the library over here.
Darius is like right behind them, like so.
Hey guys. Yep.
Well, have you guys kissed yet? Have you kissed yet? Have you kissed yet?
They did, and it tasted wonderful.
Things you missed out on so much.
Yep. Yeah, did Ghost Pickles watch the finale? No.
He said he'd missed so much when he first came into chat.
I'm trying to remember if he was there.
He said, "Hi guys, long time no see. I am so far behind."
But yeah, I mean, honestly, this session didn't really ruin a whole lot for you. You could probably go back and, especially when you jumped in. Yeah. So you could probably go back and find out what happened. So, but yeah, I think
a lot has happened.
And in all fairness, there are ideas in the works to make this into podcast format, so you can actually enjoy the entire story in a much shortened, clear-cut form,
with music,
and sound effects and accompaniment and such.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a monumental task, but we'll do it.
Yes.
I think that's it. I think that's it from us here at Terra Nullius LLC. So let's, I think we'll sign off, and we'll find out what happens next time. We all go for next Thursday, right?
Yep.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. I almost wasn't, because they screwed up the schedule. But then I traded with someone, so I'm good for at least the next 2 weeks.
Cool. Yeah, so next week we got a regular session of Terra Nullius, and then the week after it's our 1 year anniversary, guys. So we'll do an extra long session. We'll do a 6-hour session on that Thursday, 2 weeks from now. And I mean, who knows what that will end up looking like, because I don't know what's gonna happen next session. So we might still be in the temple. We might be out of the temple. I don't know. We'll have to find out next week.
You may have created a new temple.
Yep, double temple, double Darius. Who knows?
Maybe we'll even maybe we'll go travel through time.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we already did today. We traveled through time today. We got a look at the primordial past of the Yalotli Basin. That's definitely going to be my my track that I write for this episode. Is going to be the weird like primordial jungle theme. That'll be fun. I'm excited, guys. Like once I'm really excited for my Elysian road tracks, but like after I finish that, it'll be really cool to like gather up some instruments and be like, what are all the instruments I need for a Terra Nullius soundtrack, and like start planning that out. So.
Dude, you need a Dangao.
What is a Dangao? How do you spell that?
Dangao.
That is
2
how
words.
I assumed that was spelled. Are you sure it's not a dongo? As in, like, the Japanese dumpling and sweet made from mochiko?
It is not that.
Yes, it's that.
No,
That's
I'm sorry. No. Yeah, that's right. Dan Gao. Because, okay, in college, for my
Those look cool.
intro to music tech class.
How do you spell this? I don't understand.
I'm coming up with a sweet cake and an instrument.
Yeah. Have you never had dango?
I'm not.
I haven't either, but they look delicious.
They do.
We should.
Yeah.
We should do that. We should enjoy this thing.
Yeah, dango. There's a whole anime that features them, and they always look delicious. But
Here we go.
yeah, how do you spell it?
Weird D-A with an apostrophe that's backwards, and G-A with a normal apostrophe over it, O.
Oh,
Or
okay.
I could just link you to the Wikipedia.
Are you sure you don't mean Dagobah? Dagobah?
It's a coconut shell lute.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The
shell
coconut lute.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
A
Vietnamese.
dango.
A bowed
Okay.
string instrument.
I mean, it's Vietnamese though. Like, I gotta have like South American instruments, dude.
That's true.
If we ever do a one shot in Vietnam,
Oh my gosh, if we do a one shot in Vietnam,
some sort of
I
like
will be a
elven
bard
Vietnam.
with
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be like the Vietnam War. It would just be like Vietnamese elves in jungles. Yeah. But I'm definitely going to have like an Indian style track when I write the track for that one shot we did with Shayla and Rosemi and them. Remember? They were in India. And
Rosemi and them.
Yes, let's go back to Rose.
No, I said Shayla, Rosemi, and them.
Yeah. Who is Seth's character's name?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Gefeldlar! It was Gefeldlar you were
It's
talking
really
about.
long.
I just didn't know how to pronounce it, so I didn't. So.
Wait. Gotta pronounce the full name. Gotta pronounce the full thing. Gefeldlar, Dinkrum, Carlipius, Korkeldorf.
Can't handle it.
The first?
Can't do it.
No.
Yeah, the first.
Because were you there that day, Jordan?
Oh.
His mother didn't believe in vowels.
Yep. That was why we do one shots when Jordan isn't here.
I don't.
Remember?
Well, we done one shot. I don't remember why, but for some reason his mother didn't believe in vowels.
It was against her religion.
I don't remember why though.
It was against her religion. That's what we said.
But I had like a reason behind it, but I don't remember why.
I don't know if he ever shared it out loud with us. So.
I don't think I did.
Maybe vowels are like the equivalent of swear words.
There was some reason, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, then everybody would just be swearing all the time. Like,
Yeah, it was a horrible world to live in for them. They're just like constant like blasphemy, except they'd be like blasphemy, blasphemy. Anyway,
You can say them. I mean, Gefeldlar sounds
Blasphemy!
vowels.
Blasphemy!
blasphemy,
Blasphemy!
blasphemy. Okay. All right, we're done. We're past done. That's been episode 27 of Terra Nullius, so we are out. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Buh.
Bye.